And good evening once again, everybody. Welcome to round number 8 of our 1980 DRM Division 2 series, coming to you once again from Zolder in Belgium. I am Jason White. I will be your play-by-play announcer for this race. We've just completed round number 7. Liam Dolan was the winner over Nicholas Kirsten. A very interesting race, one that saw some drama. There was a great battle going on between Grant Riddall and Matthew Sibignani that ended in tears for both, but here we have another 24-lap shot at Zolder, and those who had difficult races for round 7 can try again here for round 8, and it won't be such a bad night after all, hopefully, for some of them. They can have good races in round number 8. Kirsten really made a killing as far as the points go. We don't have it tabulated yet because of the proximity of the 2 rounds, but because Sibignani was out of the race, and Kirsten finished in second, that definitely would have added to his points lead in the series. So we'll have to see how he does in race number 2 here tonight, round number 8 of the series, and see if he can claw back some of that space in the points battle that he lost. Let's go through some particulars here before we go to the race session here, which I believe, if I look at the clock, we got about 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Coming up at ISO, just to remind everybody, round 9 of this series is going to be at the Diepholz Airfield. That's going to be Sunday, November 30th. It will not be carried live, unfortunately, because I will be out of town. I will have a highlights package for you the following week. If you want to take part in that race, it starts at 2000 CET. Diepholz, a very technical track. Some people detest airport tracks, others thrive on them. I'm kind of on the fence myself, but that's going to be round 9 for the series. Then round 10 of the series will be carried live. This is the ADAC Hessen Cup. And that will be on December 7th, race starting at 2000 CET. And the IndyCar series is going to wrap up. Of course, we already have a champion there in the form of Grant Riddall, but we have one more race to run, round 15 to 15, on December 14th. This will also be shown via highlights package the following week. The Nissan Indy Challenge. There will be a lot of cars available, some very good ones also for one-offs if anyone wants to take part. That green flag will fly at 2000 CET on Sunday, December 14th. Highlight package to follow. Trivia question that we mentioned in round 7, but if you're watching this piecemeal, we're going to mention one more time. In what year was the Belgian Grand Prix almost canceled due to the tarmac breaking up from a rushed repaving job? I come from Michigan, so I know what rushed repaving jobs will get you. Nothing good. Is it A, 1973, B, 1979, or is it C, 1983? We'll have the answer at the end of this race. I also want to remind everybody, I know you're probably getting tired of hearing me say it, but our server renewal is coming up. And we're a not-for-profit league. If you enjoy racing at ISO, if you enjoy our broadcasts, if you enjoy our podcasts that we occasionally put on, those are very hard to arrange. But if you enjoy what we do here, and if you're interested in what's coming up, F1 1965 has been announced for the first series of the next season in 2026. As you can see there, it's reflected on our main website there, F1 1965. If you want to help us renew our server for the following year, it goes through on December 1st, so not very far away here. Only about 7 days, in fact. If you want to help us, you just click the donate tab there on internationalsimracing.org. Give a little, give a lot, whatever you can. It's very appreciated because the server is not cheap. You are the people who keep this place going, not just in terms of your support from racing and watching, but also from your monetary support as well. And we are very, very grateful for any help that you can give. All right. So going on to the track now, we have 1 minute, 25 seconds to go here. I mentioned before that this is going to be an interesting race to follow, because everybody has driven the race once, 24 laps, and anything that didn't work there, they're going to try to improve upon this time. The drivers that did well will want to do well again. The drivers that crashed or had incidents will want to forget about that and have this be a mulligan, so to speak, to try to do it again better. But I don't think we'll be seeing think we'll be seeing a lesser race than we saw earlier, I guess is what I'd want to say. I think we're going to see lots and lots of action, maybe more so, because, less chances to overtake now in this. Well, there were the same amount last race, of course, but in this case, now you know that you don't have another race coming up after this, so definitely you got to go for broke, and I think we'll see people being a little bit more adventurous this time around. Just human nature, you know what I mean? 20 seconds on the clock. Eventually we'll be going to the race session here, and the qualifying order will be the same as it was in round 7, but again, if you're watching this one separate from round 7 and you didn't watch that one, I will go through the order again so you know who's where to start this race. And as I was mentioning in round number 7, the places where you're probably going to see the most opportunity to overtake will be in turn number 1, and that did prove to be the case in round number 7. And at the chicanes, not going into the chicanes, but probably immediately following the chicanes, if someone has a slow exit, that's when you pounce. That's when you have a chance to take the position away. So we'll keep a close eye on those situations as the siren sounds, and we are going to the race session. 24 laps are again on the board. Liam Dolan will be starting from the front again. There he is. Get my camera in position here. There we go. And once they take off on their parade lap, we'll go through the entire grid for you. Waiting for the sound of the lights to tell us that we're ready to go on our parade lap, or recon lap as they would say in Europe. There they are. And away we go. On the pole once again, Liam Dolan. He won the round number 7 that we just showed you. See if he can make it to 2 for tonight. In second, Nicholas Kirsten, who finished in second in the race. David Watman starts third in his Bavaria team entry number 67. Fourth is Sibignani, who unfortunately crashed in round number 7. Will not be wanting to duplicate that in round 8. Fifth is David Saber in the Sachs Sporting number 52. Sixth is Cesarius Lipinski. Karl-Heinz Becker, number 57. Seventh, Grant Riddall, who crashed also, or had some kind of an incident. We didn't see it on camera, but spun out of the lead in round number 7. Won't want to do that again. Eighth is Juha Boss, who finished 4th in round number 7. In the Team Schnitzer Aerohec, number 55. Ninth is Ray Riddall, D&W Zaxpeed team number 54. Tim Hilla, who finished 9th, I believe, in the round number 7. He is going to be starting 10th again in the Porsche. The only Porsche. Simon Watman is in 11th for Lothar Wagner, number 63. 12th is Bruno Chacon for Jägermeister Racing, number 66. 13th, Dave Miller, who DNF'd in the first race. Maybe he can do better in this one. Janos Toth, number 75, BMW 2002. 14th is Ruben Fernandez. He also had an incident of some kind in his Escort. Hopefully he will do better in this round. Richard Wilkes once again starting towards the back of the field, but that didn't make much of a difference. He was able to catch up a lot in his entire Fruit of the Loom Lancia Beta Monte Carlo. And then 16th, I believe the last car starting, yes, is Johnny Aces in the Karl Oppetzhauser BMW number 69. All right, so we're going back to the front now. Cars still have to get gridded up here before they get to the last chicane, the Jackie Ixbach. So round number 8 about to start here. Cars starting to form up now. Coming through the chicane. Hard to stay formed up when you're having these tight turns here, but here we come around the corner. Oops, sorry. Let's see what happens here as they go for the start. Round number 8. Second race in our doubleheader. And there it is, the race is underway. Cars break out. You have Boss going for the grass a little bit there, but Liam Dolan maintains the lead. And here's Sibignani already trying to go up into second place as they head through a series of right-handers. Sibignani does look like he's going to snake through into second place. Kirsten drops to third. Saber right behind him in fourth place. David Watman is in fifth as they now head onto the backside of the circuit. Sibignani already on the attack. Now is he going to possibly try to take the lead here, going towards the Klein chicane? Yes, he's on the outside here. Is he going to take the lead? Speeding up alongside, but Dolan has the better line on the inside as they go through, and it looks like Dolan's going to retain the lead. Everybody coming through the chicane now, nice and cleanly. Here's Sibignani on the inside for the next corner and takes the lead. Dolan stops himself from clipping Sibignani at the back there, but Sibignani right back into the lead once again, showing the power that he had in the first race, coming down towards this very, very sharp right-hander. Everybody looks like they're doing well. There's Fernandez on the inside of Tim Hilla making a pass. Heading back towards the start-finish area, so it's basically the way that the first race started. Sibignani asserting himself, but Dolan is still right there in second place. He didn't fall back as far as he did before, so now it's a question of can Dolan hang with Sibignani. Looking on board now from Liam Dolan, one lap completed already. Right-hander. Now the Luzzi and Bianchi buck, which is very tight. If Sibignani is out of shape here, you can bet Liam will pounce. Sibignani has a, oh, it's actually Dolan who almost got out of shape there. As they now head towards the very, very tight Klein chicane. Everybody bounding over the curbs, trying to get any advantage they can. Liam right with Sibignani here. Going back through the field, Saber running in fourth, sandwiched between Kirsten and Grant Riddall. Here's Juha Boss in a position to move up. He's in eighth right now. That's where he started, but definitely I think he'll have another opportunity to score in the top five here. He's driving a very, very competitive car. It's an improvement over the conventional 320, if you can call any of the Group 5 cars conventional. Sibignani still in the lead. And here is Juha looking very closely at Schlepinski, seeing if he can get by into seventh place. Everybody picking spots right now, just trying to get an idea of where they can make a maneuver. They've had one race to practice them, 24 laps in race number 7. So this is race number 8 in the series, race number 2 for the evening, and they've had plenty of experience, so maybe they have a better idea of how to get around people this time than they did in race number 1. Everybody heading through the chicane cleanly, no problems so far. And Watman hasn't fallen too far back either this time. There's Kirsten in third place with David Saber in fourth place there, giving him a little bit of something to worry about, but we'll see what happens. There's Liam having a look at Sibignani, but really not in any position to overtake yet. And look at how close Saber came there to clipping the back end of Kirsten. He was very close under braking. Now heading through the final chicane. Oh, some people getting some air there coming off of the final corner. Oh, it looks like Yeah, Sabre actually had a bit of an issue there, and it might be a chance for Grant to pounce as he goes to the inside dramatically there. Brakes, but no, he didn't have the room. Trying to capitalize on Sabre having a kind of a squirrely exit to the chicane there before the start-finish line, but Sabre, lucky this time, is able to hang on to 4th place. So this is looking really good here. Not many people are breaking away. It's not one person running off and leaving everybody else. Everybody seems to be in pretty good. Oh, look at that. Dolan runs wide, and that's definitely going to help Sibignani. Although, I don't know. He's not getting too far away. Yep, Sibignani still leads. Dolan didn't really lose much time going onto the grass there, thankfully for him. Heading up the hill now as they exit the chicane. Sibignani driving very smartly right so far. And Dolan's tactic here may be that I'll just stay behind him here and keep pushing, and hopefully I'll push Sibignani into making some sort of a mistake. Here they come ready to complete lap number 4 of this race. Oh, and look at that. It looks like Dolan had a bit of a fast exit from the corner. And here he comes. He's going to make an attempt on Sibignani, heading down to the first turn. Can he get alongside? He's on the outside, but he's going to be in the right spot for the next turn. No, Dolan slips back behind. Just wasn't in the right spot, but he did have a better exit from that chicane than Sibignani did. It was very evident. So there's the answer. Dolan can pounce when he needs to. He can take advantage of OPP, other people's problems. Exiting. Lucy, oh my goodness, Dolan has got to watch that. It's the second time in as many laps that he's went wide at that corner. And thankfully, once again, for him, he did not lose any time. But there's going to be one instance there where he runs a little too wide, and it could be disastrous, and he doesn't want that. He still has a great shot at making it 2 wins in a row tonight. First in round 7 and then in round 8, which we're watching now. He's just got to get by a very, very wide Matthew Sibignani. Sibignani's got him covered pretty good right now. Looking back through the field, it's pretty much a freight train with these cars. Nobody's trying anything. I think, again, it's going to be a situation of someone making a slight error coming out of one of these chicanes. And that's going to be enough to get someone by. Now here's Dolan. How does his exit look this time? Is it faster? No, he's. I think he might have been a little slower that time. In any case, he's not going to be able to get Dolan's not going to be able to get Sibignani in this lap. Look at the opposite lock there. Look at the oversteer of these Group 5 monsters. Really exciting series, this. Of course, coming up, our first series of the 2026 season is going to be F1 1965, which I would encourage everybody to watch the forum and get ready for when the car allocation happens, because that is going to be a very popular series. Some people, if you want to get a car, are going to have to be quick draw McGraw. Fernandez out of the race again. So not a very good evening for him. That's unfortunate, especially since he's driving such a competitive car in that Escort. Coming through the chicane once again, Dolan right with Sibignani now, right underneath his rear wing. Braking. Those curbs, you got to work with them, but if you're not careful, they can cause you an issue, as he's right with him now. Maybe he has a shot here coming down with this right-hander. No, he's going to stay behind Sibignani for now. He's going to try to get a good exit here off of this corner. Very tight racing here between these two. Now let's see what happens in this chicane coming up here. It's a fast one, left-right. Oh, a little bit of a bounding, and actually that gives some speed to Dolan. He has a shot here coming on the outside. Is he going to take Sibignani? No, he cannot. but he's still right with him. This is fantastic. If Cibignani makes the slightest error, it could be just enough for Dolan to slip by. And he's having to really saw at the wheel to keep the car under control. Now here's where Dolan's been having trouble going through this corner, and much more judicious on this one. He slips out to the outside. Now, can he get a roll on Cibignani before they get to the Klein chicane? Doesn't appear so. No, he's going to the inside. Is that going to be enough? No. Cibignani hangs on to first place. And look at that. Now, Liam lost a lot of time there in that exchange, and if you look up in the rearview mirror, you see there following him Nicholas Kirsten and Grant Riddall. Look at how Liam slides out of these corners. Definitely trying to stay right with Cibignani. Heading down to complete lap number 7. Here's the camera shot from the start-finish line. Look at Grant here. He's having a good look at Nicholas Kirsten there, thinking about possibly engaging him at some point. But here's Dolan. Dolan definitely, he's driving almost like it's a sprint car race. He's got that car all crossed up as he comes out of every corner just to keep it rolling as fast as he can. The fast way around this track is if you can look out the side window and see the quarter panel of the car, apparently. That's how you get around here quickly, as Dolan still pursues Cibignani in the lead. Oh, there he goes off onto the grass again. So does Grant Riddall. But again, not much of a penalty in terms of time. But I doubt that's what you'd want to be doing every single lap as the cars file through the Klein chicane. Further back here, Wattman ahead of, it's a replay now of the battle that happened in round number 7. David Wattman ahead of Juha Boss. A little further down the field, but it'll be interesting to see if Juha can close in and grab that spot like he did in similar maneuver possibly from what he did in round 7. As here comes Dolan up the inside. That didn't work. But he's definitely clambering to get around Cibignani. They head for the chicane to finish the lap one more time under the Fiat banner. Left, right. I think Cibignani got the brakes a bit early for Dolan's taste there as they head out of the corner. Dolan has a little bit of a roll here. Is he going to try something coming into the corner? Or is he just going to file back behind? No, he's going to file back on the inside of Cibignani. Cibignani sweeps wide. Oh, Cibignani gets a bit squirrely there, loses some momentum. This could be a chance for Dolan, but he has to slow up as well. He doesn't have a chance to really capitalize on it there. Faster exit from that corner, that's for sure. Now, heading into the Lucien Bianchi turn. Back right, and does he have a fast exit? He does. Here comes a chance now for Dolan, heading towards the Klein chicane. Now, Cibignani may have turned up the boost there to counterattack. They head into the chicane together. Nose to tail. And Cibignani's exit just a little bit slower. Here it comes. Dolan on the inside. Cibignani protecting the line. Another right-hander here. Man. Liam definitely has the momentum to get by. He just needs to find the right spot. As here it could be. He gets a fast exit out of that corner. Can he get alongside Cibignani here? No. He tried it on the inside last lap. Now he's sweeping around the outside. And Kirsten is right there in the rearview mirror, just waiting for this to roll his way. All that has to happen is some kind of a pass that didn't work. Dolan slithers through, and he definitely has more speed on the exit there as he goes to the right of Cibignani. He's alongside. Is he going to be able to take the lead as they go into the first turn? Cars are side by side. Cibignani takes a deep dive into the corner and is able to maintain the lead. Fantastic racing between these two. This is great, great stuff. Yes, Schlipinski out of the race. Not sure what happened there. That probably happened a ways back. This is one of the disadvantages of being the only broadcaster. You can't see everything, unfortunately. But we want to stick with this because this is the hottest battle on the circuit, and it's for the lead. Dolan right with him now as they head for the chicane one more time. He's on the outside this time, but I doubt it's going to work. No, it's not. But this group is really accordioning here. If Dolan makes the slightest error when trying to overtake Sibignani, you can bet Kirsten's going to pounce. He's right there waiting. So's Grant, and so's David. These cars are all stacking up behind them. And here, once again, here's Juha looking at David Watman as he was in round number 7. He's going to try to overtake him again. We see now from the YouTube chat that Schlipinski blew his engine. So that explains what happened there. So 2 cars out of the race so far, Fernandez and Schlipinski, as we head through the chicane at the end of the lap. Is Boss going to have a shot here at Sibignani? I'm sorry, at David Watman. I'm watching that battle so much. And here comes Juha alongside Watman, staying right with him on the outside, right together. Fantastic racing. Oh, David goes on the curb and hits the side of Juha just briefly there, and he's able to maintain the position. And now here comes Juha on the opposite side, going into the right-hander. Looking right out his window here at David Watman. And is he going to get by now? Ooh, contact between the two, and it looks like there, Juha able to get by into 6th place. And it's still Sibignani in front. Dolan in 2nd. 3rd, Grant Riddall. 4th, Kirsten. 5th, Saber. And now 6th, we have Juha Boss having just gotten by David Watman. Dolan right with him still. Getting close to half distance in this race. It's amazing how fast these races go by. They're more of a sprint type situation, as here is Dolan right with him. He might take an opportunity here down the inside. Breaks late on the inside. He gets purchased on the corner. Is it enough to get by Sibignani? No! Sibignani still manages to hold on to the lead. That's the 2nd time that Dolan's tried to do it there, but it's not working for him. Now they're heading into another lap. Can Dolan get a faster exit from the Jackie X spot? Because that's the secret sauce here. If you want to overtake in turn number 1, you got to get a better exit from that corner. It looks like it's pretty even Steven right now, but look at this. Going back a little bit further, here's David Saber. Is he going to go on the inside of Kirsten? He goes to the inside. Oh, man. Almost contact there. Saber not able to get alongside for 4th place. Boss in 6th place is going to catch this group occasionally here, or not occasionally, eventually, and we'll see what happens. But the race for the lead is still the hottest race on the circuit at the moment. Sibignani desperate to have a better outing this time, as Dolan is on the outside going into the chicane, but that's not the right place to be if you want to overtake there. Sibignani had the better line. Dolan now actually coming under attack from Grant Riddall. You can throw a blanket over the top 3 here now. Uh-oh, Sibignani has a bit of a slow exit there, but Dolan basically trapped behind him, can't do much about it. You can see Grant Riddall right there just waiting in the rearview mirror. Exiting this tight right-hander now through the Jochenrink box. Here comes the last chicane to end the lap. Left, right, very fast. Liam has a very nice exit and a little bit of a roll. Here he goes. Alongside once again. Can he get the position? No. Now he's slipping by on the inside of the next turn. I don't think he's going to be able to go around the outside, though. No, that's not going to happen. But my goodness, it's he's worrying. And then look at this. There's Grant, very, very close. wants to try to get by Liam, and Liam has to worry about Grant now as he's pursuing Matthew Sibignani. This is very difficult for a driver. You have to have 360-degree vision in order to drive races like this where it's so close. Liam is once again having a look on the outside, but really that's not the preferred way to get around somebody here. No, because he doesn't have the right line going into the corner. Sibignani maintains it, but Grant is coming up on the inside here, it appears. There he is. Is he going to get by? Yes, he is, into second place. So we could see a replay of the battle between Grant and Sibignani in this race, which ended with Sibignani crashing and Grant spinning. And Grant retired from the race later as Grant loses the back end momentarily. Will Liam be able to counterattack as they head down the... Yes, there he is. He goes up the inside and takes second place back. And that was precipitated by Grant losing the back end. Not at all dissimilar from how he did it in the previous race. I think a little bit of the chrome horn there from Grant as they come now down to complete another lap. My goodness. Liam has another fast exit. Is he going to try again here? Sweeps to the outside. The idea here being that he gets purchase on the corner before they get to the next right-hander. Does not work. He's not, well, no. Let's see if he has a chance here. No, it's not going to work. And Grant has actually fallen back a little bit, so Liam will be happy about that. He gets to look out the front mainly. Look at this train of cars. Very, very close, tight racing. And these are some of the very best we have in the league here. The names at the top here: Dolan, Grant Riddall, Nicholas Kirsten, Saber, Boss, David Watman. As look at that, Sibignani puts the binders on late, and then here comes Liam. He might have a shot here. He's on the outside of the corner, but it looks like he's got a bit of a roll. Is he going to be able to put himself in the right place here going into the... Oh, there's contact. He didn't quite get all the way alongside. Sibignani still leads. Here comes Liam. Is he going to make another attempt here? He's on the outside going to the corner. That's not really the best place, but I think his strategy to this point has just been worry Sibignani at every turn as much as he can and try to force him to make a mistake. Hilla and Chacon are out of the race. See, Dolan, looks like you got a really good exit there. Is he going to be able to pull alongside and take the lead? Right with Sibignani. He looks to the outside, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. Well, wait a minute. Let's see. No, he slips behind Sibignani one more time. Look at this. Here is Ray Riddall. Looks like he's just made it past David Watman. This is a pretty close battle here between David and Ray Riddall. We see Wilkes just ahead there in the Fruit of the Loom car. David's had some very good runs in both this series and in championship auto racing teams, but he is looks like he's getting ganged up on here by Wilkes and Riddall. He's actually down 6 places, so tough going here for David Watman in this race. Here is Boss looking at David Saber, hoping to get by. Saber on the inside here might retain the position. They're running right together here. Yes, Saber does get back in front. They were side by side for just a minute, but this Capri's really wide, heading now into, and you can see all the way to the front there. This is, all these cars are running together, and you can see the lead car from 6th place, Yuha. Here comes Yuha. I think he has a little bit of a roll here. Can he get by David Saber? Not before the chicane, but maybe he could just back off a bit, maintain momentum, and then get him on the exit. There he goes. Clean exit. Has a little bit of a roll. Can he get by? Yuha looking up the inside of David Saber, but no, I don't think so. Saber hangs tough on the outside, and Yuha just runs out of room at the curb there. Just cannot get alongside. And you look in the front there, you can see the leaders, Sibignani and Dolan, running nose to tail. Very, very exciting stuff. Not much passing, but these guys are definitely running 11 tenths all the time around this circuit, just having to be at the limit all the time. Sabre runs a bit wide. That's going to be enough, I believe, for, yep, there he goes. That's going to be enough for Juha to take the position away. Juha goes into 5th place. It's still the same at the front. Sibignani leading Liam Dolan, the pole sitter, but and Grant is right there. Grant looking up the outside of Dolan. And now, is he going to be able to take 2nd place? He doesn't quite get alongside. Dolan does a good job of defending, runs on the grass for a second. Grant would really like to get up there and do battle with Sibignani. I'm sure in his mind they have unfinished business because they were right together battling for the lead as there goes Dolan on the outside. I think he just overcooked it there, but now Grant's going to try to take advantage. He's on the inside for this corner. There he goes. Grant goes up to 2nd place. Just got through. So now Grant is looking at his nemesis from the previous race, Matthew Sibignani, and I'm sure wants to re-engage him here. He definitely does. He's going on the outside here. I don't think he has quite the role to do it, but this is going to set up an excellent battle here, I believe. Although there goes Liam Dolan back by into 2nd place on the inside of turn number 1. Great placement, and Grant, being in the right place for the next turn, takes the position right back. Great racing between these two. Grant back into 2nd place. Dolan slips back to 3rd. Kirsten right there in 4th. And Sibignani gets a bit of a breather here as those two battle. He gets a little bit more space between himself and 2nd and 3rd. Here they come. Grant on the outside looking at Dolan, but can't get alongside. That's really not the best place to try to pass there because you're not on the correct line. But Grant definitely... Now he's looking up the towards the inside here, going into this right-hand turn, but no, he doesn't have the right placement. Dolan has the inside covered pretty good. But it didn't take them long to get back up behind Sibignani. He had a little bit of a breather, but now they're right with him again. Here they come down to the very tight right-hand or almost triangular corner. This time Dolan doesn't overcook it and is able to maintain 2nd here. I doubt that Grant will be able to attack him going into the corner here, although he is pulling out a little bit here. Nope, he slips back behind. Dolan has a very good exit from the corner there. Is he going to try? He looks like he's got placement. Well, no, that was a foreshortened shot. He definitely is with Sibignani, but not in a place to overtake. As we always say, catching is one thing, passing is another. Wilkes is at the back of this freight train in 7th. Dolan staying right with Sibignani right now, and you see several cars using the curb there on exit. Oh, there's Grant up the outside. Maybe he might actually be able to make this work. No, he's not. There's Dolan up the inside. He gets a little bit of, little bit of contact there with Sibignani, but he wasn't able to get alongside. And now here comes Grant taking advantage. Grant on the inside takes 2nd place. That's what happens there, if you have a situation. And now he's going to go for the lead. Grant up the inside on Sibignani. Grant goes up 2 places and into the lead. Can Sibignani counterattack? He's on the inside of the corner. Is he going to be able to take it back again? No! Oh, Grant Renault and Sibignani have an accident. They're both out of the race. It's deja vu all over again for these two. A battle that ends in tears for both of them, but at the same time, and you see it there as we look from Dolan's point of view. My goodness. One more time. We didn't quite see it there. We're going to have to go back and have a look. From Dolan's point of view, let's have a look from a inside camera. Here we go. So Grant's in the lead now. Grant spins again the back end, and it drives him right into Sibignani. So that was Sibignani is an innocent party there, and Grant just snapped around and hit him and takes both of them out of the race. So more trouble for both Sibignani and Grant Riddall. I'll tell you what, Nicholas Kirsten's got to be licking his lips. He's like, that's fantastic. I'm getting more points and my competitors are not finishing. But Dolan is now back in first again. He's looking to make it a twofer tonight. 2 for 2. He's actually, now this is a live shot. And Juha made it all the way up to second in that schmozzle. Kirsten third. David Saber is fourth. And then fifth is Wilkes. So more drama between Grant Riddall and Matthew Sibignani, but in that case, it was Grant losing the back end, but then the curb, I think, pitched him into Sibignani, and that's what happened. It took them both out of the race, right at this exact spot you're seeing, a little before it. But my goodness, that's incredible. One small error is all it takes around here. Juha pursuing now the leader. Kirsten is in third place, fourth is Saber, and look at Wilkes. He's right with David Saber here, so we could see a battle here for fourth and third place with these three. Wilkes now driving the only remaining Lancia. Right-hander here. My goodness, lots of drama in both of these races, 7 and 8 on the series. Wilkes has a very good exit here. He might have a chance to pounce here on Saber. No, he's going to stay behind him. I think it's the smart thing to do. Left, right, up the hill. Oh my goodness, there's a car that I think it was Dave Miller there that had an accident. Let's have a look in a replay from his car coming into the last chicane. Oh, he gets up on two wheels and he hits the outside barrier and barrel rolls, incidentally. My goodness. Well, it's a good thing this is sim racing, not the real thing, or that could have been really too much. Dave Miller out of the race, unfortunately. And look at this. Juha is staying with Dolan. He's not letting him get too far away, as here comes Wilkes looking at Saber once again, but I think Saber's got him covered this time. We're coming down towards the end of this race, and the best battle on the track right now looks to be this one between Wilkes and Saber. Yeah, Wattman running by himself, Ray running by himself. Jonathan having a much better race this time in 8th place. After he had damage in the first one, Simon Wattman in 9th. 10th is not going to score any points. That's Dave Miller. So we have not everybody is going to score points tonight in the top 10 because the 10th driver is out of the race. So the question is, can Juha catch his teammate Dolan? These are both Team Schnitzer cars, both the Aeroheck variety of the BMW 320 Turbo. We'll have to keep a close eye to see if Juha can catch him, but a 1-2 for Schnitzer is going to be fantastic if they can pull it off. Juha finished 4th in the last race. Liam won, so Liam's looking to duplicate wins tonight, which would be a fantastic feat and would certainly vault him up the championship standings. Look at Saber here, very close to Kirsten. David Saber, the winner at the Norris Ring. And 2 laps to go now for the lead group. And Wattman running by himself here, Simon. His brother David is in 6th, but Simon running quietly here in 9th, and he's going to pick up a couple more points towards the championship. He's the last car running, it appears. Lots of DNFs, some of which we witnessed, others we did not, but Simon is, as ever, very smooth and clean. They come home with some points. Johnny Ace's much better run this time is going to finish in 8th if he can keep it going. These cars are all running. Those cars are all running very cleanly and by themselves. But here's Saber looking at Kirsten, possibly. Now, is Juha closing in on Dolan? Not really. It'll be 2 laps to go this time by. Saber here having another look at Kirsten. Kirsten runs onto the curb. There's maybe an opportunity for David. No, not really, but he certainly has the power to overtake Kirsten. He just has to wait for the right moment, as you see the leaders there braking for the corner also. Now heading through the left, right, named for Jakenrin. Left, right. Saber had a very clean exit there, but so did Kirsten. So it looks like this is going to be tabled for another lap, although here comes Saber on the outside. No, can't really get any purchase there. So 2 laps to go now, officially. Juha would love to get a win here, but I think Dolan is pretty well covered. It's going to be a near perfect evening for Dolan if he can just complete this lap and the next one. Saber still stalking Kirsten, and Wilkes waiting in the wings. Wattman, David is in 6th. Heading towards the chicane, the Klein chicane for the second to last time. Very tight and close together here, but I think Saber, no! Oh, no! Saber crashes! He goes into the barrier there and loses the back end, hits the tire stack, he's out of the race. Oh, that's so disappointing. That brings David Wattman up to 5th place. It's going to bring Ray Riddall up to 6th, Johnny Aces to 7th, and Simon Wattman to 8th. Everybody advances on that. Wilkes in 4th now. All right, heading towards the final lap now of this round number 8. If Boss has anything left for Liam Dolan, here's the time to do it. Heading now into the final lap of this round number 8. Liam breaks for the corner. Juha's right there, but Liam's got him covered pretty well. Liam slides a bit wide. Juha's right there. And with the disappearance of David Saber, that means that Kirsten is pretty secure in his 3rd place. I think he's going to be able to come across the line with that with little trouble. Not enough time for Wilkes to catch him. But will Dolan be able to hold off Boss? Boss right with him. Both Team Schnitzer entries together. And actually, Kirsten is also a Team Schnitzer car, so it'll be a Schnitzer 1, 2, 3. In fact, if the cars finish this way. Dolan, man, what a banner evening he is having won race number 1 this evening and is ready to win the second one here. Very, very quick driver, proving once again that he is among the greats in this series and in the league at large. 2 more corners to go after this one. Well, actually, 4 more. There's left, right, and then 1 more left-hander, right-hander to finish the lap. Here comes Liam. I don't think he has much left. Juha does. Left, right, heading on to the front straight as Juha has a late bounder there on the curb. And there it is. Liam Dolan, 2 for 2 this evening, wins round 8 of the DRM Division 2 series. His teammate Juha Boss finishes a very good 2nd. 3rd, Kirsten is in the garage already, which is interesting. 4th, it looks like Kirsten had a problem at the end here. Let's see. He runs onto the curb and actually gets into an accident with Richard Wilkes. My goodness. I think what happened there, he got into the curbs and slowed up a lot, and Wilkes was not prepared for the amount of deceleration there. As here he comes through, he hits the curb, boom, there goes. So actually that's terrible because it means that both of those drivers are not going to score points. They didn't cross the line that you see there. According to the rules, that's it. They don't score points. Rayberdahl finished. David Watman, as a result, now finishes third. There he goes, across the line. Fourth will be Rayberdahl, and it's already happened. Yes, we were looking at a taped shot. This is a live shot. So David Watman, thanks to that late race attrition, gets a podium finish. Rayberdahl is in fourth. Fifth, Johnny Aces. Johnny Aces gets a fifth place, top 5 as a result of that situation. Kirsten, sixth, been in the garage. Wilkes, seventh, been in the garage. Here comes Simon Watman. Is he going to be able to move up as soon as he goes through this corner? We'll see. He might jump to sixth place here. Watch the standing on the lower left there. Yes, he does. He goes up to sixth place because the other two were out of the race right there. Simon picks up sixth place because of the attrition. Great drive. Yes, Simon's very happy. Very good drive from him. He kept it clean and was able to come across the line in sixth place. Seventh, Kirsten eighth, but they were not going to score points. Ninth, David Saber, also out of the race. These were all out of the race. David Miller, Grant Riddall, Matthew Sibignani, Tim Hilla, Bruno Chacon, Cesarius Lipinski, and Ruben Fernandez. Wow. So that's the end of round number 8. There comes, my goodness, that was a very exciting round number 8, the second race of this evening. We are going to go to trivia questions in just a moment, but what a fantastic run. And it's interesting how the same kind of situations, not exactly, but they kind of happened in the same race. You had a situation in both races where Sibignani and Grant Riddall were going at it, and they both ended up in DNFs for both drivers, not necessarily in the same exact way, but it's really interesting how both of them ran into trouble battling against each other. Well, very exciting 2 races, and Liam, I'm sure, is over the moon to have won both of them this evening. Fantastic work from him, and as I said, well, it was going to be a Team Schnitzer 1, 2, 3, but of course, what happened to Kirsten at the end there with the incident is just too bad. So let's go to the trivia question now. In what year was the Belgian Grand Prix almost canceled due to a tarmac situation where it was breaking up from a rushed repaving job? Is it A, 1973, B, 1979, or is it C, 1983? Time is up. Barry Lynn said B, which is 1979. We'll see if anybody else wants to chime in here before we reveal the answer. C says Squiggly, I believe that's Dave Miller. Well, unfortunately for both of you,
Wrong.
That is not correct. The answer was 1973. Sorry about that. All right, so that was round number 8 of this series, and of course, there's a lot more coming up at ISO. Let's go back through this one more time. We have round number 9 that's going to be shown tape delayed. That's at Deepholtz, and there are cars that are available. I mean, this is fun stuff, so if you want to take part, definitely come on over, and the race will start at 2000 CET. That's going to be on Sunday, November 30th. We'll have highlights later. Then this race will be carried live, the ADAC Cup Hessen variety, and that's around 10 to 13 on Sunday, December 7th. That one starts at 2000 CET. And Indy cars to finish up that series. Championship Auto Racing Teams round 15 of 15, Sunday, December 14th. That is also being shown via highlights package. But if you want to take part, there are lots of good cars that are going to be available for the Nissan Indy Challenge at Tamiami Park, green flag 2000 CET. All right, well, that was fantastic. And one more time, just to remind you, anything that you can give to help us with our server renewal, we would very much appreciate. I know everyone's probably sick of hearing me say this, but it is the way that we keep going each year. We don't do it alone. We need your help, and we've got F1 1965 It's going to be our first great race series in 2026, and it's going to be great fun. Physics by Richard Wilkes. It will not simply be a cut and paste from another series, another platform. It's going to be really interesting, lots of fun, and 10 rounds in that series. Really, everybody's looking forward to that, and I'm sure that when the allocation happens, they're going to have to be some quick draw McGraws on the forum to make sure they get the car they want. But really looking forward to that, and hopefully with your help, we'll be able to renew the server and get moving again for 2026. So, thank you everyone for watching. That was a great race, and so is round number 7. We'll see you on our next broadcast, which will be a highlights package, then we'll have a live one after that. But thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this evening, this doubleheader for DRM Division 2. This is Jason White saying so long from Zolder. Everybody take care and be safe.